Hey everyone, welcome back to Bros and Shows. I am your host, Josiah, aka Mahler67, and with me, as always, I got my buddy, I got my pal, I got my brother Austin. Austin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about everyone else out on the Twitch world? And you? How are you doing? How was your weekend slash week? You know?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. My brain wasn't working for the first part of the stream. I just had us sitting, like, I didn't switch over to the title screen. It was just us, just sitting here in silence, like us muted, and just I'm sitting here blowing my nose and just kind of like looking around, waiting for the title screen to be like going through. And then I glance over, see the thing running, and I'm just like, oh wait, oops. So I clicked over and then clicked back to the intro. So
No, you can't do that.
yeah, so starting off right, I guess. No, my weekend's been okay. We did LARP, BTM. I'm the storyteller slash DM, whatever you want to call it, for it. So I've been enjoying doing that. Other than that, I've just been playing games and chilling this cold weather. What about you, man?
Just been kind of I started school last week and been doing that. And then plus on top of that, I was planning on coming out this weekend to Pitt to celebrate your birthday, but we have actually moved it to next weekend because the storm that is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So we all came into that decision. We're like, yeah, we'll just do it next Friday. So I'm kind of like open now for the weekend. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, I can just catch up on like some of the video games I've been wanting to play. Like I've been catching up on a little bit of the video games I've been wanting to play. Um, and plus, what was it? Weekends now are game nights. So like now we have weekend game nights, so I get to go there and do stuff like that. And there's something I've been wanting to rebuild, so I finally rebuilt that. And I've been coming home like on Tuesdays and like going to school, do my school stuff, and then building a magic deck. And then I'm like, oh well, I have all the pieces to this, and I'm like, this is perfect. And then I look at like, I love how like games like that evolve, where they always constantly have something new that you would never think would be even more broken or stupid to use in a deck like that. And like I looked on like the EDH like website where it shows like all the cards that people think are good or what they're in like 90% of the decks. And like there's like 5 new ones where I'm like, these are broken compared to the ones I were using. I was like, so this should work out pretty well. I'm pretty excited to like get back to playing this one because it holds a really like a space in my heart because of a certain buddy of mine that passed from this world. It was his favorite commander, so I plan on playing Nekasar, the Grand Wizarder. It's been kind of between that, me and my wife doing all of our stuff. Like we're going to Disney here in a month, so we're trying to get everything ready for that.
Mm.
You know how she is with Disney. She's nuts, and me walking, and then I have to look up like healthy foods that I can find at Disney World because like I have to be on a diabetic like diet, so like I gotta make sure that I eat certain foods that like that will help me digest food if I want to indulge a little
Yeah.
bit. So I was like, oh man, I gotta figure out
You know what's really good for you to ingest?
what
Rat.
rat.
Yeah. Just very upbeat Mickey.
Well, he's in the public
Gross.
domain now, so he can
No,
do all he
Steamboat
wants.
Willie is.
Both of them are.
Nope. Just Steamboat
Yeah.
Willie.
Then why is
That
there 2 Mickey Mouse
because
horror
people don't
films?
understand what the difference between copywriting is. Like
Oh.
it's like the thing with Winnie the Pooh, right? When it came out, people were like, Winnie the Pooh is public domain. It's just like not to what you think it is.
Yeah.
Because like the Winnie the Pooh with the red shirt, that's not public domain yet. That's
Yes.
still Disney. That's why that horror movie didn't have him in a red shirt. It had him in red
Yeah.
flannel and so on and so forth. A lot of people are like Mickey Mouse and they think like Mickey Mouse has intellectual property. It's just like no, like Steamboat Willie's animation can be done now.
Gotcha.
I was watching like a lot of videos about people being like, "Oh, it's gonna be a thing," and it's like, people are gonna get hit with that copyright. That's for sure.
I know it belongs to me and you.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I've been kind of like just getting ready for Disney, all this other stuff, studying, doing just a whole bunch of stuff. I've been super busy, so hopefully it slows down a little bit, because like the last couple of days, I don't know how it's been like here in Pittsburgh for you, but like it's been like cold,
Oh yeah.
like dramatically cold. Like it was like freezing temps
It
cold.
went from like normal weather, like when I say
Mhm.
normal, I mean like fall weather, to suddenly like middle winter weather with like snow on the ground, negative some degrees. I'm afraid to walk down the street sometimes, just slip and fall and break my leg.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, it's I mean it's been okay. Yesterday was so bad. I went into work. It was really slow getting into work, but it was comfortable getting into work because all the kids didn't have school, and thus no kids were on the bus, and thus
Oh,
the
yeah.
bus was free, open. Got to work, start working, and then our manager's like, "I'm not coming in today. It's really bad out. If you can't make it in, don't worry about it. But if you may in, leave 2 hours early because like just it's bad out, and you don't want to be on the road stuck with other people at the same time." So we all just got to leave early.
That's cool.
To avoid any type of future issues. And then like she's still in limbo, she said, because a lot of the schools are debating on just like staying closed because temperature is so low right now that depending on wind chill, it's much colder than it is, and it's causing like salt freeze situations.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know. It must be really cold out there, or just sucks. Who knows?
Yeah.
Places that the plows can't get to, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Um,
a lot of that, a lot of changes at work, but nothing huge so far.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's basically it for me, Austin. I gotta ask you, man. We this week we watched the show. It was a really short show. Holy cow! I was amazed
Yeah.
by how short it was. Like it was still about 45 minutes, 40 minutes per episode. But there was only 5 episodes, which shockingly weird how 5 episodes fly by.
Yeah.
Also, what'd you think of Echo?
So the first time we saw this character was in Hawkeye.
Okay.
Most people have, unless like the comic book part of Echo. Which this was kind of getting in that depth of like who Echo is as a was a villain, now a hero type deal. And I will say this, of course, I like Kingpin. I think Vincent Dorito, or whatever his name is really good at portraying Kingpin. I enjoyed, I got to see my boy Daredevil in it, Matt and Charlie Cox is back. And they also announced that Foggy and Karen from the Netflix series is returning.
Cool.
To the new Daredevil Reborn. But I will say this, I really enjoyed that it was a shorter season than what I was used to. I feel like these were like not really long episodes, and I was okay with that. The problem that I have is sometimes you can't fill in a lot, but this season, well, this show took a new level. Like it went to a violent level now. Like they're showing a little bit more maturity in like some Marvel stuff. Because the thing is like the only thing mature that we've ever had really, without Daredevil and them being on Netflix, was like Deadpool, and Deadpool was on Fox most of the time, so like there wasn't a lot of like too over gratuitous like violence or anything like that.
Yeah, we never had like such open-ended blood.
Yeah.
Series. Like,
yeah, especially when Disney. Yeah.
You see Kingpin punch a guy nearly to death, and then Lil Echo walks up and starts kicking him too, which was a funny scene.
Yeah.
But then like on top of that, the whole translator getting shot and seeing the blood everywhere. There was a lot more blood in this series. And I did appreciate that. I did.
That and it confirmed one thing that like a lot of people were like questioning the whole time is like the Netflix shows, are they canon? you know, and like this officially announces, and I just read an article that it officially announces that they are canon. All those shows are canon. And the reason why that is because the scene where Kingpin tells her about, you know, killing his father with the hammer, you know, and then they show like a flashback and all that stuff. So it confirmed that that storyline is legit. So Marvel has came out and said, yes, all the shows are canon now. We're like, oh, okay, good, because we didn't want to be left in that limbo. So that might open the door for like Jessica Jones and maybe Luke Cage again.
I would be okay with Jessica Jones. I would be okay with Luke Cage. I don't care about Iron Fist. I'll be honest.
You know, and the thing is I think the actor is what really a lot of people. I'm upset because I like the actor. I just did not like the show. I didn't think the show was
For me, it wasn't
great.
the actor. The issue was that it came out 4 years too late.
Mm-hmm.
Because the story of Iron Fist was a 1-to-1 retelling of the story of Arrow.
Yep.
Which came out 4 years earlier, and that was the big thing I mentioned to my friend when me and him watched it. I was like, this is just Arrow. A billionaire's son gets trapped on the island, comes back after years of being missing, and becomes a vigilante after learning and training on the island. The only difference between this one and Arrow is that this one didn't get renewed for more seasons.
Yeah.
And I was like, That's all it is. Jessica Jones is just so much more interesting. Luke Cage is so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Well, also those shows did very good, but
also David Tennant is a big
David
help to
Tennant,
that.
Man, like anything he's in is automatically like great. But what I'm saying is like the actual like stories of all the seasons.
Oh yeah. And
then not to mention that little like Defenders of the Earth or whatever it's called.
Defenders they did. Defenders of the Earth. That's Robot Chicken.
Yeah, but no, I'm still not sure if the shows are 100% canon or if it's like there's going to be some differences in the show to the Disney series. Because I don't know if they're going to go with everything that happened. Like, they may want to retcon some things. And if they're just like, unless it doesn't... Like, they may do what they do with Star Wars. Which is currently like, nothing is canon in Star Wars until we show it in the new series. And so, like, people are like, oh, the books, Admiral Thrawn or whatever his name is. They're like, they could do it if they want to, and it's like until it shows up, they're not doing it. And then Thrawn shows up, and they're like, yay, he's canon now, but he's not canon the same way that he was canon type deal.
Yeah,
and like I feel like that's probably what they're going to do with all of these shows because people like those shows. People also had a lot of issues with those shows too.
13 episodes.
Just fixing those,
those
small little things. Which I'm sure the Daredevil show will probably like set in stone what happened, what didn't.
Yeah.
Which is all we need, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I still remember most of Daredevil, and I'm cool with either rehash / like, I'm not really cool with the rehash. I'm cool with like a continuing story, but then like them reflecting on the past stuff. I would like that. I'd be fine.
That and I would like to have one of my favorite storylines come up in Daredevil, you know, and I hope that happens. And they're kind of
Ninja Turtles to kill
the Shredder,
Punisher.
the Punisher. No, it was more of like, you know, I do like Kingpin and Daredevil's like whole chemistry together. That's what's a great chemistry, and plus Spider-Man and Kingpin, you know, are great. And
which I only knew Kingpin with Spider-Man.
Yeah, most people did, you know, because Spider-Man's the more bigger superhero in my opinion. You know, and what's weird is like Spider-Man and Daredevil had a movie at the same time, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I will say this show, I enjoyed it a lot better than I will say She-Hulk, and probably what was the other one? Miss Marvel. Like, I loved Miss Marvel. It was good. But I did like Echo a little bit more. And I think it's because of the step up to the adult level of, like, you know, violence and stuff like that. I think that drives me to like it more. because I feel like it has a better story. I enjoyed. Now there is some things that I will say is they had to come out with something that was good like this, because the last show that they had, we did not review that show on here, and I watched that show and it was awful. Secret Invasion.
What if?
Well, no, what if is a different one. I'm talking about the one that
Oh.
ties into this universe.
So what if wasn't their last show they released then?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, but no.
Get your timelines right, sir.
Well, before that, Secret Invasion was awful. It was like one of the worst things I've seen in a while Marvel doing, and I was like, man, I hope they don't down spiral to this. And it kind of has, you know, like it kind of started getting there, and I was like, oh man, this Echo just, it feels like it's going to be that way. But after I watched it, I was like, I enjoyed the show. I like the storyline. I drive. The only problem I did have was like trying to keep me interested sometimes. There was a lot of problems with that, because you can't rely with a character like this. You have to rely on other people to interact with that character, because that character does not, speak somewhat, so she's like, she speaks a couple lines, I think, if I remember, but she's deaf, so like, you have to rely on the other characters to bring character development to her, or you're showing the character development.
Or robotic AI. Hey, Kingpin
But-
did. He made it.
Yeah, that's true. I enjoyed this show. I think that maybe going forward, this is a good step for Marvel to dip their toes in like more adult graphic things. And I think they did this with Echo for the reason, if it didn't work, they would just try to do something else and it would just be a throwaway. Because if they do it with Daredevil, or they do it with like Luke Cage or anyone that's a little bit more popular than Echo, they might go, let's not.
So how I see this, right? I definitely see it as them going a little darker. I think they did go darker, which I enjoyed. I liked it. I don't think they did this just to dip their toes in. I think it was more to like prepare people for what Daredevil will be like. Because up to this point, people are like, oh, it's going to be Disneyfied or more like, G-rated superhero movie based for Daredevil, and people are kind of like, well, we like the darker, grittier stuff of Daredevil. And that's very much why I think this still shows is like, yeah, we're still dealing with the dark, gritty world of it. These parts of these shows are going to be more darker and harder to digest for younger audience, but more acclimated for the older audience. I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil Rebirth comes at the same time as this show, right? In the form of like, because at the end of it, we get the hint that like Kingpin is going to become the mayor of New York, and that's what he's going to fight for. And I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the story arc for Daredevil, is Daredevil trying to take down the Kingpin, either if or when he becomes the mayor of New York. That makes sense to me, and I think that would be a fine storytell.
Well, I think it also will lead into like Kingpin being like this total, like manipulating laws and stuff to get him. And also too is hopefully the Born Again is a comic book from Frank Miller. So hopefully it's loosely based on that, because that storyline is one of my favorites, and how this ended, it kind of feels like they are going with that, moving on what the plan is. So I really hope so. I do feel like the show did a lot better than what I thought it was going to do. Like,
I actually equate that to
yeah,
the 5-episode runtime. They didn't twiddle their thumbs or anything like that. They got right to it. And it was kind of like refreshing to like watch and be like, oh, she goes home. Oh, she blows up this thing. Oh, Kingpin and his people are coming to get revenge. That's the series. Yeah. And it's like so simple. It's quick to the point. There's no point of her like chilling at home for like 3 episodes
or trying to train herself. or trying to train herself to like get those powers that she gets, like you
Yeah.
know,
And
like that's the
we
thing.
don't even know what those powers are technically. Like we're given a loose explanation of it's like all the past ancestors like echoing through you.
The
Which
echoing through her.
side note, didn't know why her name was Echo. Now I understand. I thought she was gonna have like what was it, like Black Canary or whatever it is, like able to have voice powers. I didn't know. Now it makes complete sense what she is. And I was like, that's cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of like sneak the one once the one person's like, it's the ancestors echoing through you. I went,
There it is. He said the name of the show.
He
Like,
said it, or she said it.
yeah.
And that was good. I did like a lot of the family members were very like down to earth. With the only one not making much sense is I think his name was Biscuit. The
Yes.
super gun ho, I'll do anything for you, cuz for no reason whatsoever. I liked him still though. He made me laugh a lot of times.
I will say that I will give them dibs on that. Like, bravo to Marvel. The problem that I have with a lot of superhero movies and shows is sometimes family's not done really well, like them tying together, or they make like a family member completely insane, and then they make everyone else like this different character, like this, and it just yeah, like intertwines and it doesn't connect. Like, for instance, I thought this did really well, but if you watch DC's Blue Beetle, I just thought I wanted to leave the theater like instantly. Like people were like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." The characteristic and the chemistry that family has in the movie, I did not believe it one bit. I just felt like it was just this overtone of trying to make everyone laugh and not trying to like take anything serious at all. And it was just like, look at this, we're proud of us. And I'm like, I get that, I get it, I'm great for that, but you don't make me feel like it's a family that's trying to like help. It's more of like a family that's just like, oh, did you know that I have this? It's kind of corny, but this show, I feel, puts a better chemistry with her family. I think that does really well. I didn't feel like, except for Biscuit, where I was like, hey, this
Biscuit
guy's
wasn't even like
well.
terrible because he was very much of like a hype train cousin, but you know, he still had like, I laughed at the scene where the mom or the grandma was like, yeah, he's borrowing my truck, and then it turns over and the truck's like absolutely destroyed, and he like sees her, she sees him, and it's like the meme where they're like and he just stops looking and just keeps driving.
Yeah.
I laughed at that because I'm like, that they did that for a meme template. Like they want that to be a meme, and I could see it being a meme if people take it and actually run with it or not. Though with today meme world, they're not going to meme that. They're going to meme Kingpin punching the crap out of that guy in the alleyway and just saying like, Marvel with my money. But it was just a nice simplistic. They didn't overdo the powers or whatnot, so it didn't become like a superhero jank movie. I think my only complaint about it was in the end how she got like her clothing and armor felt weird and out of place.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she just has this now that her spirit mom made, or like her grandma made and her spirit mom directed her to, I guess. I don't quite know what happened there, but she has it. Like that is a tangible thing she has. And it just feels like a weird clothing set for her to choose. So I don't know. I did. You know what I was thinking the whole time watching this though, and this is just my honest thought. All I was thinking the whole time through was, I'm like, the Avatar, the master of all elements, has the Avatar state of all her past lives. Because she kept doing things that would like flash back to different people from her past. And then at the end when she does the finger touch thing to Kingpin, my brain's like, she's bending his spirit.
Yeah, she like goes in and tries to like warp his mind and like, well, not warp his mind, like kind of like fix his childhood trauma in a way.
I was like, does she have like trauma healing powers? Is that what I'm getting from this? And I'm like,
you didn't want to go to therapy, so I brought therapy to your brain.
Yeah. Man, where was she when Thanos came? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Well, I don't know, because could you also state that oh, what's her name?
Mantis.
Mantis has that, because Mantis
Mantis
does
has
like
the
a
power
mind
to
control.
like. Mantis has the powers to like feel people's emotions and to invoke emotions onto the people. I don't know if she has the ability to like change, like fundamentally change someone.
Like Inception. Where they
Yeah,
put
like
like that.
it definitely feels like Echo has
Yeah,
Inception powers,
Inception.
kind of.
Yeah, she does. That's weird. I want
Um,
that. That'd be cool. We're going to
yeah,
McDonald's.
I would
You're
have
gonna get
loved
free
it if
money.
that scene where it went back in time or whatnot, well, like in his mind, if it wasn't at the scene of like him on the bed about to get up or whatever, but
Mhm.
rather like the room bloody and gory after he killed his dad type deal thing, and then her talking to this blood-soaked kid. I would have liked that, but I get the whole concept and whatnot. And I'm wondering
Yeah.
if by this episode they're going to have Kingpin show a lot more emotions, as if like she unlocked some form of like emotion inside of him to be more open and be more, I don't know, something. Because I don't know about you, but at the end when he's talking with the the woman on the plane, and as well as when he's getting in the car, he very much seems like he has done multiple emotions like that we have not seen him portray.
Yeah, I think what it is a ruse. Like I do. It's a ruse. It's Kingpin. He'll always been Kingpin, unless like for some odd reason she fixed him for a while, and then he gets like knocked in the head too hard or something, and then it like brings back all his memories or something. I don't know.
I feel like it's not like she fixed him, but more like she reverted him back to the pre-killed dad kind of mentality, where he's like a little hesitant to do stuff, and he has to be repushed to become Kingpin again. That makes more sense to me, which explains why when he's on the plane, he's kind of shaking a little bit, like he doesn't know what to do, kind of. And then he hears the TV and he's like, "That's what I'll do. I'll become mayor. Yeah, no one will look at me wrong if I'm the mayor."
I'm the mayor.
I also like the
Yeah.
fact that Mom Burkhardt's like, "Hey, Vincent D'Onofrio, he's Bobby." I'm like, yeah, he's also the guy in Full Metal Jacket who blows the head off of the one
Himself,
well,
and he shoots
himself and the
gunnery
that's it,
sergeant.
the sergeant,
Yeah, yeah, the gunnery sergeant.
the one guy that everyone
Butchered.
liked.
Yeah, I always forget his name.
Yeah, I don't know. I
He was a
just,
good dude.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's the Stanley Kubrick movie. I know that. Smart. But no, yeah, I was really okay with the show. Was it perfect? No, but I liked it. It was good. I think it's a good step forward.
Here's the issue for me. I can't label anything that I didn't like about the show. Like, I don't know if you're the same with me. I enjoyed the show. I like I think the only thing I had issue with character wise is that I felt like the lady playing Echo very much had a one note face the whole time. Like, she showed emotion in certain parts, but she was constantly just looked like she was in a sour mood, and that may just be the character.
Maybe.
But I was like, all these people are being nice to you, and you're just over here being like, no. That's all I could like about it. But the show itself, I enjoyed it a lot.
I think it was a lot better than what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it. It's not great. I like it though. It is something that I'll probably watch. And what's great about it is the small runtime on it. So like, I'll want to rewatch something like that. Now that's the problem that I have with some shows is like, unless it's an episodic show or it's something that like I want to seek out, it's hard for me to rewatch stuff like that. I've only done that with Daredevil like a couple times because I love Daredevil as a character, but I don't expect someone to watch the Netflix Daredevil series, like 4 times in a row. They'll probably watch it one time, they'll be good.
Yeah.
This Echo being 5 episodes and only, I think like maybe most episodes, the first episode was the longest.
Yeah, it was
and then
like
after
50
that,
minutes, and after that was 40.
It was 40 to 30 minutes, and I was like
36 for the finale, which was the most shocker for me. Like, that feels like the first and last episode should be flipped, or at least normally.
Yeah. Hopefully this is an uptick. Because like Marvel's got some exciting things coming out this year, and they also, just revealed today that the Deadpool 3 trailer is going to be coming out on Super Bowl Sunday. Like they're gonna put on the trailer for Deadpool, and I was like, that's perfect to do that because people love Deadpool, and showing it at the Super Bowl is going to make everyone hyped.
People love Ryan Reynolds. There's that new Lethal Company.
Well, Hugh Jackman too.
With Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you've seen that. it just adds a bunch of items of Ryan Reynolds where you can find pictures of him, and there's like multiple pictures scattered about your ship of just Ryan Reynolds. It's like, yeah, people like Ryan Reynolds. Like, what can you say?
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman, man.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and just multiple people that love Deadpool. So, it's good. It's a good. So.
I will say one thing that I found very weird and awkward about the show is she shoots Kingpin in the face, and all he has is just pink eye for it. That made me laugh a little bit when he like reveals his eye, and I'm just like, you still have a fully functional eye.
Yeah.
It just looks like you have bloodshot and then a little blush on the top of your face. Like, I was really hoping they were going to go with a Breaking Bad Gus level of like grotesqueness there, where it's like hollowed out eye and like half of his brain's missing, but he's still like good because it took out the part that he didn't need because he's, the Kingpin. But no, he's just like, no, I just have a kind of messed up eye. I got this eye patch so I can understand what you're saying to me, though.
Yeah.
That was my only thing. Though, if they explain it later that Kingpin does have like superpowers, because I remember our one friend Travis was on whenever we did Hawkeye, and he explained that Kingpin actually has superpowers, but his superpowers has to do with his like physical strength and durability. Yes. Because of just he's like 100% muscle. And so what would normally hurt humans can't hurt him. So like bullets he makes him bulletproof. And if they explain that, where it's just like, why is it that this happens? Like, don't know. You just seem to be bulletproof. Like, you have such high muscle density that you are bulletproof. But I don't remember hearing anything of that. So.
Yeah. No, but.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is like this review is going to be kind of short because the thing is, it was only 5 episodes and it got to the point. We just talked about that. It got right to the point, and I was okay with that. So okay with that.
Really straight to the point. That's the crazy part.
It was just like, we're not going to go off and do some like weird thing where she's going to have to go out and like go to this foreign land or some foreign like thing that her ancestors have, and she has to go through all these trials to unlock all the powers of like
just the fact that they didn't even have like a full episode for each of the backstories was fantastic.
Oh my gosh,
they could have had like a full episode each, because I definitely feel like they probably initially did do that, and then it didn't serve very well, and so they cut it down, because they had like they had that single ancestor that was shot in black and white, and I'm like, why make this artistic decision if it's only going to be appearing for like 30 minutes total runtime or like 10 minutes total runtime? And then that's whenever I thought like maybe it was intended to be more and like a full episode type deal thing, but then they scrapped it last second. I could see that. Yeah, that was my thoughts at least.
Yeah, and I think it works really well, and I'm glad that Marvel's starting to realize, maybe they don't want like a whole bunch of like a whole season that's just like all this background story crap that is just convoluted, doesn't really get to the point of it. It's just like, your ancestor had this power because of the war of 1812 and blah blah blah, and you're like, no. I did like her mom's power though. I really enjoyed what her mom's power was, which was like to heal. They kind of like
all had
that.
Like,
yeah.
It was just saying like ancestral powers, basically. Yeah. Which, again, we don't know what she has really, because we only seen her do 2 things. We've only seen the power twice, and that was like some form of super strength. It appears. Well, 3 things: superpowers, the healing power, and apparently she can share the power to others. But I don't know if she shares the power to other people or just other people in her family. Don't know. We'll figure that out later, I guess. But
yeah, this is Avatar: Last Airbender. I get it.
it basically is.
Basically,
It's them being like, yo.
Oh,
like,
that show
Netflix
comes out this year
stuff.
too.
Does it? Does the live action come out this year? I
Yeah,
wasn't
with
sure
Danny
if it-
Putin.
Danny Putin.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
Cool.
man.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah.
Austin. I think that basically does it for this
Yeah.
episode. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I think
This is
that
a-
I hope this is good. You should go out and watch it, support it. It's on Hulu and Disney.
Yep.
So yeah,
Soon to be
I had to
just
actually.
Disney.
My Mama Burger went to go watch it the night that we arrived, last Wednesday. She went to go watch it right after the podcast, and she was like, "It won't let me do this." And she sends me a picture, and it doesn't show that she can play it. I was like, "Oh." Now here's the funny part. I saw a commercial for Echo a day before, and it says, "Make sure you change your settings on your Disney Plus so you can play it." And then I said, "Oh, and they have parental settings," and she was just a default. So she couldn't watch it because of the parental settings. So I had to switch the parental settings so that she could access it. I was like, oh yeah, I better do this for Josiah too.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it, you kids.
Yeah, kids.
I had no idea.
Mhm.
Which
So yeah,
good on them that they have that kind of setup, I guess.
but no, I think that you should go out and watch this,
Yep, definitely go out. and
It's
watch
totally worth it.
Enjoy it.
especially if you're a Daredevil fan, and a Kingpin fan. Vincent is always bringing his A game. I really enjoyed him, and I love Charlie Cox's little small thing that he did. Enjoyable.
Super short cameo. I want more of him, but we'll see more of him soon.
Yeah,
So,
I'm all excited for him. So
all excited. All right, Austin. I appreciate you joining us on today's episode. Next week, we're going to watch the new Ted TV show, the prequel series. We'll see how this goes. Austin's excited for it. We'll see. I think I thought the first movie was funny and then went downhill. And I remember having some bias towards the movie in the form of it's a lot of crude sex humor. And that was very much what it was. I'm wondering if now with time has passed, if it will continue to be that or if Seth MacFarlane has changed his humor like he has with Orville.
Orville.
So
Well,
I'm willing to give it a go.
The thing that I do know about the show is it has broken Peacock's record for the most streamed show on the weekend, opening week of a show on Peacock. They said that it tripled anything that they ever had come close to it. So, and supposedly, it's getting great reviews. People are saying this is a really funny show, and I'm like, all right, I'm with you. I like Ted 1, and Ted 2 had its moments, but the thing is I'm with you. It's that crude, weird humor. But I just want to see if Seth MacFarlane has changed a little bit and I think, I don't know, hopefully. If not, then we're just watching something randomly and, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. It's baseball, baby.
We'll see. That's the beauty about when me and you do this, Austin, is that we can make each other watch shows we've never seen just to be like, hey man, if I gotta do this, you gotta do it too.
I just realized what the other show that I wanted to watch. But yeah, I just realized it and I was like, wow. After I said that and you said that, it clicked. I was like, that's the show I was thinking of that was not Ted. So
was it?
I'll keep it up here.
Oh,
Animal Control. Animal Control.
Okay,
With Joe McHale, because season 2's coming out, and who's the guy that plays Senior Chan? It's Kevin Jong or
Kevin Wong, something like that.
Yeah, Kevin Wong. Yeah, he's gonna be in season 2, so he's gonna be a reoccurring character in season 2. So I was like, all right, we have to watch this. This is gonna be funny. So, but we'll have to watch that soon so that we can, when season 2 drops here in a couple months, then you'll be caught up. So,
all right.
But yeah, I'm watching Ted.
Good. Yeah.
It is on Peacock. Everyone is on Peacock.
It's on Peacock. Yep. All right, Austin. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Birds and Shows. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and thank you all so much for tuning in.